Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of RISE Ruang. My name is Caleb, and we are about to have a conversation centered around creativity, culture, and also community. And joining me today, we have the absolute privilege of having with us Andrew Tan, an incredible producer, been in the industry for about 17 years, and he's very excited to be here with us and to talk with us. So, good morning, Andrew.
Morning.
It's morning
Glad
where we are.
Here, yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to have you in this conversation.
Sure.
We always have an icebreaker question that we kickstart the conversation with, and it's what's your favorite book and why? So, Andrew, what's your favorite book?
Apart from the one thing,
Great book.
I think to fill my time post-pandemic and pandemic, then $1 Billion Whale.
Yes.
This actually is quite interesting because it is a really detailed expose of the 1MDB nonsense. And it's become useful because over the course of business, you meet people, all sorts, linked, semi-linked, PA of the man himself, and then, crypto scammers that have come to rent in Desa Park, things like that. So it's quite interesting a perspective, how he did it.
Yes.
Not that I'm planning to do it, but and then
He's certainly not.
I'm not a very much a book reader, but I love things like this.
Very nice.
Magazines I like just to see what's going on around the region, around the world. Just surround yourself with some, beauty and ideas, and ideas, and what people do with their houses and office blocks. So I love these kind of things. So that's my main reading.
That's awesome. And we were just talking before the entire podcast started about how you played a part in helping clients deck out their units and those sort of things, and that's really awesome. But let's kickstart from the very inception, the very beginning. How long have you been in the industry? How long have you been in Reapfield? Tell us about that.
Oh, so 17 years in Reapfield. It all started kind of like by accident, by design too.
Wow.
It's many years in stockbroking, corporate finance a little bit. A dabble in sales with Xerox in the early days, and a training company, short stint for regional work. It was called I Will Not Complain.
It was called I Will Not
Complain. It's still around.
Wow, okay, fantastic. Shout out to I Will Not Complain.
Yeah, so that's where I think you cut your teeth in sales. Or as a stockbroker, then always selling trading ideas,
you're doing it already,
investment ideas to what my clients were mostly prop traders in those days. Proprietary traders no longer exist. Sarbanes-Oxley and stuff. But and then it came to a point where we bought our first property in Desa Park, Xenia. And I was doing a lot of traveling and missing the kids growing up, missing life really, missing Desa Park, and just corporate life. You had a light bulb moment to say, like, is there anything that you could do to be closer to home and maybe not have bosses barking down your barking orders and it's like stumbled into real estate. I went for a couple of viewings with my brother-in-law then looking for a house. And I observed the agents. My father-in-law was the one that said, like, hey, you could do this, couldn't you? Like, it's quite interesting, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what it was. What was it? Was it a conversation? Was it a...
It was
and you can sell.
It's just kind of like, you've always been in sales anyway. And actually it was like, there's a park maybe. Just focus here.
And by then you had already purchased.
I purchased, and then we got the keys finally, and then we did the transition. And it was very fun. As expected, it was really fun.
And so the thought grew in your mind.
Over a couple of years, and then you realized that maybe it's a better way to earn a living. Number one, and why not Desa Park? It's burgeoning. It's a kind of new area in those days. It's very expensive. Even back then. Now it's like really expensive. So those clients, and you look back, those clients that did buy, like us, you sit on a bit of equity. Never look back, no regrets. No one has ever lost money.
For sure.
That's a part. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. What a good start to the journey, and no regrets. 17 years later, no regrets.
Sure.
Still achieving, still doing incredibly well. Andrew, by the way, don't be deceived by his incredibly young looks. He has 4 incredible children.
One wife.
One wife. Won't reveal their age because that might reveal his age, but fantastic. So what a transition. And so 17 years through the ups, downs, the changes. What's one noticeable change that you have seen and observed in the industry over the past 17 years?
I think, okay, just to give a perspective, 17 years ago, a real estate tag number, mine is 1986. Today, the agents that come and try and do co-agency business, they present cars, we meet people, it's like 70 over 1,000.
Wow.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah.
So that's one. I think I think a lot of people think it's easy, easy kill.
Yep.
If you hit it right, you do the right things but it takes time.
Definitely.
It takes a lot of patience to build it.
Yes.
And it become commoditized now.
Yes.
Really. I think that's the challenge.
Yeah.
In terms of professionalism, much better than those days.
And those days, right?
In general,
okay. Tell us more about that.
In terms of agents hijacking, business and so that happens less. So I think it's much better now. It's just crowded fair.
Yeah, sure.
Just another one of the blokes. So you got to find ways to stand out. It's becoming increasingly difficult.
I can imagine. As it is with every industry and every business.
Sure.
Right, it gets saturated.
They used to say, throw a stone and hit 4 lawyers. Same with it.
Same with it.
Nowadays. And there's still lawyers. You can't live with them. You can't live without them. Right? So
we love our lawyers. So that's interesting. But like I said, I suppose it's similar across the industries, and especially in today's day and age. The advent of AI and information. You have more and more people who can get resource themselves in various ways. So the idea, I suppose, of having a competitive advantage is so it's vital, more so now than ever. What would you say is something that I know no one likes to blow their own horn, but from your perspective, what is something that you've done in the 17 years that has, I suppose, not just kept you afloat, but kept you succeeding, doing well, and tell us a bit about that.
I think first one is in terms of rental properties.
Sure.
It was quite uncommon for agents in those days to actually handhold the whole process. We're talking about the prepping process. Before tenant moves in. And then the maintenance throughout the tenure. Whether it's 2 years, 5 years. So that's very uncommon. Naturally, and of course the natural instinct is to do the deal and just disappear. See you in 2 years' time when you renew. But then you leave the tenant in a bind when things crop up, and things do crop up.
For sure.
I'm not talking about quality of bill or whatever, but aging, things happen. Whether it's electrical faults, it's burst pipe, seepage.
Or even personal circumstances.
I mean, someone needs to be there to support the tenant. At the same time, on the same vein, the landlords that own properties. Well, I'm talking about Desa Park's perspective. They run businesses. Some are overseas investors. They've never seen the property. 16 years, in particular, one I sold to a Scotsman. Can spend a month to survey property. I had to fight tooth and nail, say, don't buy KLCC. Decades of blood, tears. You're like, buy Desa Park, that's an area. Buy landed property, this is the best option. And he did at 1.26. It's worth about maybe 3 million now.
Wow.
Rentals about 8.
Fantastic.
The last 15 years now. And I remember, it's like, how does he manage the property if there's no one like me?
And he's all the way in Scotland, I assume,
doing work
somewhere.
in Qatar in those days. It's like, So I think that's in the beginning, it dawned on you, like, that there is a gap here. There is a gap,
Right.
and already in the early days, picking up the pieces from tenants that are not my tenants.
Yeah.
And up to today, people will call like, Andrew, do you know me? Like, not really.
Yeah. But they know you.
I know your client. So I have no water for 3 days. I've not washed my hair in 3 days. So you want me to wash your hair? But things like that. It's just surprising up to today. Less so. I think agents have caught on that. That's a good model to brand, to
adopt and to have,
and to corral your clients, to say like, I'm going to support you. And a lot of people subscribe to that now. A lot of agents, but not so common. I think that was, to me, one of the things that made me stand out a little bit. Apart from my really unruly hair, but
we'll work on it later.
but in all seriousness, the other one was really just in those days again, communication. Much better now. The agents very professional. You have valuers that and even lawyers who want to be realtors. So we have a professional group of people that become realtors. They choose to become realtors. But in those days, it always strikes me, clients would come, prospects, not even clients yet. Prospects is like, I remember this second house I ever sold in my life in Desa Park. They drive up, turn out to my ex-colleague in corporate.
Wow.
Husband called.
Yes.
She's my colleague, my ex-colleague. And he says like, oh, so you're the Andrew. My husband said like, it didn't sound like an agent. Like, he spoke too well to be an agent. I said, what do you mean? Like, we're not idiots. No, but they don't communicate well. They don't explain anything before you come.
Wow, and that was the perspective.
English is a problem. And I'm a banana, so I speak Cantonese. I understand a bit of Mandarin. But it was things like that, simple things like that, which is like, really? What do you mean? What do other agents do? What do the agents say? It's just surprising. Much better now, way better now. And of course, with Chinese market being very strong, then the forte is, shifts a lot to the Chinese clients.
But I really like that because just gathering from what you have just spoken on and said, it's the element of soft skills and the element of the almost the unsaid or the unwritten requirements or expectations that you've really looked at and gone, hey, that's a gap. Like what you said, there's a gap. There's a potential to be turned into some form of an advantage, and I think that it's so vital. I think we're fairly saturated in the market in terms of the very technical aspects of the industry. We talk a lot about lead generation. We talk a lot about listings and how to go about doing those things, which are vital, I'm sure. But the emphasis on the ideas and the areas of, hey, how do you converse professionally with another human being? How do you bring them from A to Z and do it well? I think these are the, I don't know what I call it, unwritten rules of the game, or so to speak. Speaking to that just a bit.
I think deep down is keeping clients happy. With the hope, of course, and expectation that the client will continue.
For sure.
As a bigger client. I think that's very important. To have them be assured that while they're at work, they're lying on the beach. Clients love to send me pictures and videos of their holidays. Like,
wow.
Thanks. As I update them, hey, you've got a burst pipe. We fixed it. I'll send you the bill.
While you're in Spain somewhere.
Where are you? Like, I'm in Iceland. Here's my current view. Beautiful. All sorted. Don't worry. But if I put myself in their shoes, then and say, hey, I don't worry. Tenant won't call me. And tenant, please don't call me. It's 15,000, it's 20,000, but a rental. But I don't want to deal with this. Maybe my plumber would take 4 days, 5 days. So I think key is then time to action. And the
response
time is important. To fix it properly first time. And that's again the kind of like magic sauce to have enough plumbers and electricians and tradies or workmen to be on standby to say, hey, If you respond quick,
Yeah.
I may give you most of my business. You know,
for
so
sure, for
please
sure.
help me. And it's then translated also to quite crazy things. I think my wife might think I may be cheating on her in those early days, but nighttime, you know, house shots, no aircon, no lights in half the house. Who's to respond? I get the call. Okay, you know, so at say 11, 12 a.m., 1 a.m., you know, electrician is in the DB box, can't find it. It's okay, I'll come. Feed a pillar, there's a DB box. Inside the house, there's a TNB one, you know, so there are three things you need to look at. So I'm standing there with his lights and you know, I don't, when I do that, I never see any of the agents. They're busy sleeping or, you know, doing what they would do. But, you know, it's unusual. I would say very unusual. But that just me. Like.
And you know, I love the stories, and I think it's so fantastic. And we can tangent off into another aspect, which I will pick up on in a bit. But I just want to zero in on this. What do you think motivated you to think this way and to, I suppose, to act this way? Because it's let's be honest, it's not something you learn in an NCC. You sit down and, you know, this is how you must be and all that. So what do you think?
I think apart from what we talked about, standing out as an agent and giving that extra mile type service and putting myself in their shoes to say, hey, who's going to manage this? You know, like for instance, that Scotsman has seen it 6 times in 15 years.
Wow.
You know, so I manage it from day one. It's client for life, and you know, I love clients for life.
Of course.
Because I don't wear short skirts and I'm not pretty. So I do. Anyway, the other one is being a homeowner myself. You feel that, you know, things need to be actioned before they escalate, before it gets worse, and it's just comfortable living. Everyone deserves to live comfortably. In safety, and also not having to deal with a leaking roof with a pail, you know, things like that. You know? So I think that kind of feeling like that. If this were my home, I would want it. So I treat clients' homes like mine. So sometimes when clients are hesitant about giving the keys, you know, to me of their condo or house, like, maybe they have ideas that agents was party in their house and all nonsense. Like,
and that does happen.
I know. It's like, come on, maybe you want to come and see how I live. You realize that
it's not the case.
Not to say it's crummy, but, you know, I don't need to party in your house. Right? You know, but I think just that feeling of responsibility, like as if it were my home. I think that comes across very strongly. It sometimes translates to me being a little bit fussy. With incoming tenants or incumbent tenants, but, you know, don't you want to take? But the question is always the conflict. I would say it's some owners just a bit stingy, but they don't see it from a perspective like you're maintaining your property. A happy tenant is a tenant that stays longer.
For sure.
You pay less commissions long term. You know, so, but maybe 10% just don't see it. Like, why should I spend the money? Like, but there's a gaping hole in the wood floor. Oh,
where's your heart?
Like, I could try and contact the blind association. Like, you know, maybe they won't see it, but, you know, but you know, it's just your investment. And also to have the perspective, you maintain it well. Number one, it stays off the market. Stays on the market for a short time. And when it's time to sell, then it's easy. We don't have to rush and spend, you know,
on fixing up
things that were overdue 10 years ago.
Exactly.
I mean, it's always that kind of, again, I think best summit is like as if it were my property and how I would want my property to be if I were to rent to someone or to sell it to someone or even present it to someone. And it's getting better. The owners are getting better, you know. I would say.
And I'm sure it will progressively, you know, it would trend upwards in terms of getting better. But it's just you know, I like to drill down on that statement or what you've said of just the approach has always been to treat it like my own and to treat it like, you know, this is my home, my area. Anyone who would come in and take it on, you know, it's you have that sense of I suppose, ownership, stewardship,
Sure.
etc. And it does result in a win-win
Yeah, it
for
does.
both.
And it's good for business too,
Yeah.
because then it's branding, it's personal
Reputation,
branding,
yeah.
reputation.
100%.
I mean, the last tenant that came in, I sold the house. There were tenants there. They were thinking about other agents. And then that apprehension, like, are you sure we'll do all this?
Yeah.
Are you sure your landlord
Yeah.
will do all this for me? Like, say, it's in our wish list, right? We signed it off with the agreements,
Yeah.
right? I will execute everything that we promised, like. And then I said, are you sure? Like, can you please ask your neighbors?
Sure.
Maybe you don't know who I am.
Yeah.
Ask your neighbors, ask anyone in Desa Park. You know, what is the units that I hand over like?
Yeah.
Was there major complaints?
Yeah.
Was there outstanding? Was it livable? Was it very livable?
Yeah.
Ask her. And then no questions after that.
Fantastic.
Very, very smooth moving. Yes, teething problems, but sorted. You know, in an instant. So
yeah, that's
so I think then it snowballs a little. You know,
For sure.
There's one more client that goes like, hey,
can
you
trust
want to
this
try
guy.
Andrew? Like,
Yeah.
look at my house. You look at the house. It's crazy.
In the industry, it's so important. Word of mouth, reputation,
but, you know,
branding.
Also, I think the magic formula here is also owners that, and this Andrew as well, the owner, and he understands because he used to live there.
Yeah.
So it started with a nice space, but things happen.
Right.
Had a misstep, rented to a iffy tenant.
Okay.
I won't say the nationality, but you know, very much where my fathers came from.
Okay.
But you know, a little bit
strong hint there.
a little bit. A bit of maintenance here and there.
Right.
Some requests like, you know, fixed headboards.
Right.
Of the bed. It just doesn't fit the king size. You know, like 4-poster bed. So things that are. So the key ingredient here is owners to agree. You say like, yes, I know that Andrew. It's the 4th time you asked me in the last 15 years. Like, okay, then like let's do it. Like,
sure.
You know, just paint up the house. After 10 years, it needs that refresher.
Yeah. Has it ever crossed your mind the idea of why me? Like, why? I guess number one, why should I, as an agent, be the one needing to come in and do this for you and that? Do you have those days?
Not really. Like, it's mostly why not me?
Right.
Who else if not me?
Right.
No one's gonna.
That's a great mindset.
And it's kind of like you mentioned before, strangers, and I know my competitors' agents like, Andrew, can you help me? Like, It's always like, okay.
Yeah.
What do you need? Like, you know, what do you need? And yes, I've won business that way.
Yeah.
They then remember you.
Yeah, for sure.
And they go like, hey, I'm about to renew, I need an upgrade.
Yeah.
Like, you want to take, and you know, even renewal, landlords is like, hey, I tell you what, just ignore the other agent, please take over for me. You've been in the background anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
so much easier to just work.
You might want to just tell her that she got fired. Not that I poached you.
Yeah.
Please tell her that you know, you say goodbye to her. Like,
and you've had those moments, I'm sure.
I mean,
and so how do you, I suppose, how do you maneuver those moments?
I don't. I just leave it. It's natural process.
Right.
It's client's choice.
Right.
I don't poach.
Yeah.
I'm. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but there are owners lists.
Yeah. Okay.
PDPA or not, it's available. I mean, it's you
yeah.
know, it's out in the open.
Yeah.
I am one of the
and
ones
you're an
that,
owner. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm one of those that don't. I won't be calling you.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the 15 that usually will be calling you every day to ask you, want to buy, want to sell?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those
15
guys.
only?
15 calls and then 15 SMSs and WhatsApps.
Yeah.
And, so kind of like unusual that I'm not generating leads.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to be one of them, you know.
Wow.
And it's kind of like, one of things done, you're not done properly as as an agent, then call me. You know who I am. You know where I live.
Yeah.
You know, come and see me. Like, call me. You know.
That's fantastic. Just hold that thought for a moment. That was like a secret sauce moment. You know, because the focus and the emphasis can lean so strongly towards the technical aspects of growing this and doing that and everything, which, you know, by far important tools of the trade.
Sure.
But you sort of bypass that entire thing if you build a solid enough brand,
sure.
reputation,
Sure.
where people, you don't go to people come to you, and it works.
They do
almost
forget
the
you though.
opposite. I'm sure it happens.
So
I'm sure it
of
happens.
course, my wife reminds me when I lose a client after many years for whatever reason. Maybe a relative becomes an agent,
Sure.
or she's sexier. I don't know.
Yeah.
She speaks more gentle.
You're pretty good looking yourself, Andrew.
She speaks more gentle to him rather than me.
Yeah.
Sock it to you. I'm kind of like sock it to you. Like,
Right.
How's ugly? Like, come on, like spend some money with you. Like, but maybe people are a bit more gentle.
Sure.
I do lose clients.
Okay.
And my wife has to remind me when I'm slightly upset. Like, 10 years to service this guy, like, wow.
Yeah.
But my wife does remind me, you don't even network, you don't have coffee with people. Like,
Yeah.
how do you remind them that you exist? Like, wow, I've been servicing them. Like,
Yeah.
we have chat groups, work chat groups.
Yeah.
But win some, lose some.
I'm sure.
You can't
So if
go
you're
on
watching
and on.
this, Andrew's looking forward to a coffee with you. And he might not call you, but you call him, and he'll meet you there, and he will have a coffee. We're running out of time just a bit, but tell us a few stories, good stories of your experiences, client care, where you've gone above and beyond.
I think apart from the daily stuff, the Andrew, my sink is stuck, toilet stuck. Right?
Yeah.
That's daily. That happens every day.
Yeah.
Essentially, as age catches up with the houses, it's normal.
Sure.
Normal. But in terms of like the kind of like, I think the memorable ones where we probably the financial aspects of it will be things like doing a corporate deal.
Yeah.
Renting a house, but VIP type Japanese clients, a little bit more discerning.
Sure.
I won't say fussy, but discerning.
Yeah.
Owners can't believe that the rental rates above the market,
Sure.
but yet wouldn't come up with the 40, 50 over thousand in prep costs. We're talking about full repaint, grinding out the solid tops in the kitchen, and then full furnish, right down to the linen.
And you've had to do
rice
that.
cooker. So I've had this some years back where I'm talking to an architect, and she's like, "No way!" Like, I said, "You recoup in 18 months."
Yeah.
Like, thereabouts. Like, it's a 2-year contract. Yeah, the whole objection about, why have they invoked the expect rate clause?
Sure.
Then I'm short. I said, okay, then I'll finance it, 50 or 1,000 or something.
Wow.
And of course, I built in my so-called risk premium.
Sure.
And then in 18 months, the owner says, you receive quite a bit of money, more than what you invested.
Right.
But you've got a beautiful house now.
Yeah.
And 6 years on, we still rent it back to back because it's so much better. People come in like, oh, just take this. And so it's worked out well. And they keep the furniture. I keep my risk premium.
Yeah.
So it's a financial
It's a win-win for both.
Yeah. And then, of course, one time, again, a client had a work situation, so I had to sell a few things to get some cash, tied it over. I need a car, and so what do you need? Like, could you loan me a car? Like, I'll pay you rent. Like, okay then.
Yeah.
So there was the hunt for a white Prius.
Right.
In those days, so long ago. With leather seats.
Wow.
So quite fun.
Yeah.
53,000 later, my client had the car in his porch.
And so you bought the car.
So I bought the car.
And then you
and then rented it to him. I think all about 18 months. But but again, being an investment finance guy,
it made sense.
Hey, hang on, he's paying my depreciation.
Yeah.
And then my daughter needs a car maybe a couple of years. Works perfectly. Okay then.
Look, if you deal. You can't already tell. Andrew is as unconventional as it gets, but it's working.
And he continues to be a good friend. We still do business off and on. He refers me to clients in the Japanese circle. We've done some business with Toyota.
Wow.
In Shalam. So I mean, it's I wouldn't say you set out to do something for return, but these are the dividends that come back.
Sure.
You're out there to help someone. But it comes back.
Yeah, for sure. I love the stories, and Andrew has many more through the 17 years. I'm very sure of that.
Sure.
Andrew is one of our dearly beloved agents here in Reapfield. So find a moment, find a time, get in touch with him in Desa Park. He's there pretty much.
Actually, one last thing.
Go.
This year was the first time I did a live CPR.
You did a live CPR.
So,
oh my word!
I woke up a bit late. It was Easter weekend.
Yes.
And 6 missed calls from the tenant, just 2 doors away, my tenant. 6 missed calls from the guardhouse where I live. Like, says, you need to go enter that house. They're away for holiday, right? I say, yeah. So I'm in my pajamas, ruffle hair as usual.
Yeah.
And it says the maid had the breathing difficulty.
Oh wow.
She's ill inside. So with the help of the tenant's friend who also lived in where I live in Kasama, we entered the house. The maid was lying in bed.
Yeah.
Quite motionless.
Oh my.
I had no history as to how long.
Has she been in
the warmth? Debbie, the lady, kind lady that was with me, was ex-nurse.
Yeah.
Was taking a pulse.
Yeah.
There was no pulse.
Wow.
So that was the live CPR.
Wow.
So I mean, you just drop all your senses in. I was a bit late. I think she had an aneurysm anyway.
Oh, wow.
So, but we tried.
Yeah.
And then the whole day of dealing with the forensics.
Sure.
All kinds of cops that came in. Making a report.
Right.
Reports. But that I think was like unusual.
Highly unusual.
Not sure any agents have actually done that.
Yeah, sure.
But it's quite an experience. Like, and then of course neighbors are like chanting prayers and stuff like that.
Sure.
So what's going on?
All the works.
Try to revive her. Like, I was a bit late. I think maybe 15 minutes late. Okay. I don't know the history, but things like that.
Yeah,
it's quite unusual.
And I suppose along with an unusual story like that, it's just the trust that people have in you to say, I think we can call Andrew. I think we can get him to lend a hand. We're away. We need some help. And I think it's just, to me, it just sounds fantastic. And I think it's awesome. In concluding and wrapping up, give us one thing that you could say as a bit of an encouragement, I suppose, to the industry, to the real estate agents, to the rookie, to the senior, to the producers, to the non-producers on their journey, about how you can find your sense of competitive edge, I suppose, in terms of client care.
I think rings quite well is do the right thing.
Yeah.
Not just do things right. One. Number two is find ways to stand out.
Right.
Whether it's like me, where you become the only service agent, full service broker or agent, but to find that niche. And I suppose one other thing is to charm your way through life. I heard that in a convocation many years ago.
Wow.
Charm your way through life a little. And also I think agents and when I meet young agents, I try and remind them, you're in the business of real estate. It's time to put the money where your mouth is. So don't forget to invest. Kind of like a house rich, cash poor.
Right.
Forget about the fancy cars. I think that's where you then, in your course of business, like me, 16 years, you realize life goes by so fast.
It does.
And that sort of wealth accumulation is quite quiet but steady. But you just gotta invest.
Yeah.
Since you're in the real estate anyway.
Of course. It means your bread and butter ananyway.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So you're gonna.
And it is kind of like a validation as well. And that has become for many years my business card. In the early days, like you live here, like that's my house. That's my house. You live here. Like, it's not so common. But today, I think the business models there, a lot of agents, let's say Desa Park, they whenever they can afford, just buy a small condo, live there, operate there. You'll become the agent on the beat,
on site,
So it's become that.
No, that's really fantastic.
I won't say don't go to the office,
but but this is probably my 20th time here in 7 years.
It has worked so far. Okay,
I'm just busy.
yes, for sure. Andrew, thank you so much for your time. And
No problem.
I've really enjoyed the conversation along the lines of just seeing how you have continuously gone above and beyond to care for your clients, not just at the conclusion of the agreement, but to just to really just still stay in their lives, to make acquaintance,
Sure.
and to bring them on their journey. Another thing that stood out for me when in conversation with Andrew is his in-depth knowledge of his area of his scope of influence or scope of what he's trying to market and do. Hearing his knowledge just really brought something out inside of me to know that this guy knows what he's talking about. And for the sake of time, we'll continue that in another conversation. But that's definitely something that I saw and I thought really stood out from you as well, Andrew.
Thank
so
you, yeah.
once again, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you coming all the way and doing this. And I hope that wherever you're watching from, whenever you are watching from, that you have enjoyed this conversation with Andrew along the lines of community, culture, and creativity. That's all we have time for on RISE Ruang. We will see you in the next episode. Thank you.